Hello and welcome back to Uncharted Science. I have been on a bit of a crazy adventure for the last 2 weeks. Basically, I've been working for an amazing digital production company up in London on a show which will be out in hopefully April, so you'll be able to watch that. But for now, I want to talk to you more about science because I haven't been able to do that for a few weeks. I'm throwing this idea around, a new series where I'll find one interesting scientific paper, it doesn't matter when, where it came from, and I'm going to talk about it. Whether it's physics, evolutionary biology, even theoretical mathematics, as long as it's got an interesting story, I can do a bit of research behind it, a bit of thinking, that's what's going to go into it. And so I thought I would start this week on something that I've always found quite interesting, and was briefly mentioned on an amazing podcast called No Such Thing as a Fish, which is run by the QILs. If you haven't had the chance to check them out, I'll pop a link down below. They're amazing, really amazing. And basically, they were talking about a paper which covered what would happen if... Sorry, cross the road. Make sure you look both ways. Always sensible. Which covered what would happen if microbes disappeared from the Earth. Just all of a sudden, someone flicks a switch, and the waves, an antimicrobial wand, Detolls, everything, and every single microbe, every single bacteria, every single virus, every single fungus instantaneously disappears. What would be the impact on society, on humanity, on all other non-microbial species? It's a really interesting one because the vast majority of species on Earth all have incredible relationships with a huge swathe of microbes. It's an ancestor to today's microbes that allows us to produce energy and allows plants to photosynthesize. So essentially, without microbes, we wouldn't be here. But anyway, back to this study, where basically we're analysing what would happen if microbes went extinct. Well, the thing is, we wouldn't actually notice that they disappeared for about, I think, 10 days, about a week to 10 days. We'd all be a bit more constipated, our stools wouldn't be so great, our digestive tract wouldn't cope so well, but otherwise humans wouldn't notice very much. Maybe some scientists in their labs, through their petri dishes, would notice, but otherwise, nothing. One of the first things that would happen is ruminants. Cows, goats, sheep, that sort of thing wouldn't be able to digest grass. They'd rapidly start to die from starvation. The second thing is a lot of plants would start to die, as it's microbes that produce important compounds like nitrates, nitrites and ammonia. And these are used essentially to produce proteins in the plants and DNA. Very important sources of nitrogen, they all come from microbes. The most interesting thing about this paper is that actually humans, we would probably cope for about a year. You see, we found ways to get around lack of microbes. We produce fertilisers, and so we can hopefully keep the food chain sustained for a while, until about a year. And that's when the effects on our food chain would have been so profound that civil unrest will get to a level where we are falling into civil wars, people are fighting over food, and society will collapse. And this is not helped by the biogeochemical effects of the removal of microbes. And that's what would happen if all of the microbes disappeared from the Earth. We'd last about a year and then society as a whole would collapse. So there'd still be pockets of civilization until eventually the horrendous chemicals and toxins that are produced by us and by the animals we live with would choke us all out and we would die. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this incredibly informal video. I look forward to making more of these and making what's happened when I get home, whenever that is. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like if you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment telling me what I should make my next video about, and if you're interested in any of my other series, I will put links over here. I love you all, and I will see you later. Ta-ra.